Get right, let's get right, let's get right. Let's get right, let's get right. You already know what it is, man. It's your boy Deala T. And this is No Filters. Always appreciate you hitting that like button for me. Subscribing to the channel so you don't miss an episode. And sharing this with the world. And of course, family, when you come in, get comfortable. Get you something to eat. Get you something to drink. Get you something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title. Trump, Mar-a-Lago. How they did that poor girl. Let's get into this here.
For the last few weeks, those in power have been feeling the pressure as their plans to cover up the Epstein files were met with about as much resistance as you would expect when trying to cover up the crimes the elite did with an infamous PDF file. At first, we were told participated in many crimes and had many. For the last few weeks, those in power have been feeling the pressure as their plans to cover up the Epstein files were met. For the last few weeks, those in power have been feeling the pressure.
Y'all know what it is. Nene Love Savvy TV in the building. Let's get it right. Lori in the building. All the Void fam, what's up? Let's get right in here. We hitting that like button. We hitting that like button. We subscribing. We about to cook tonight. Get comfortable. Get your drink. Make sure you got you something to eat good, family, because we diving in for real. We about to break shit down all the way. There's no way that we don't know that an underage girl was working at Mar-a-Lago at Trump's estate, at his place. Yes, she was underage working in the spa. And they was handing her off, passing her around like a joint. Hit that like button, subscribe, we about to cook, let's go.
For the last few weeks, those in power have been feeling the pressure as their plans to cover
Cindy in the building. What's up, FAM? We ready?
Resistance as you would expect when trying to cover up the crimes the elite did with an infamous PDF file. At first, we were told that Epstein participated in many crimes and had many accomplices. Then, we were promised full transparency and a list full of names of high-profile shady accomplices. But when it came time to release those names, we saw a complete 180, with those in power claiming there was no accomplices and that the list was all made up by the opposing side. When those in power realized this wasn't going to suffice, they started backtracking. They began cutting secret deals with Maxwell, Epstein's infamous accomplice. Now they're claiming that they would release a list they once claimed didn't exist. But the obvious question is, can we now trust them to release the very list they have been covering up for the last few years? Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop
this right here gonna give you
weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the new news regarding the Epstein file.
The new news regarding the Epstein file. That's what we got going right here. We bringing it real, we bringing it live, we bringing it latest. Okay, let's get right, get real.
If you're anything,
get your popcorn, get your steak, get your smoke. I hope it's good, because I'm telling you something. Get your drink, because I'm going to tell you what I got. Tequila. Let's make sure we in here understanding what's going on. Hit that like button, subscribe. We about to cook for real. Let's go, family.
Chances are you were extremely angered when we were told that Epstein didn't have any accomplices and that they were closing the Epstein case.
Okay, Nene Love Savvy TV say I'm cutting up party favors, so I'll be listening and checking out everything. Thank you so much. Shout out to you. Let's get right. Let's get real.
The sloppiest, most low effort attempt.
Jalea D Sugar Rush in the building. Let's get right. Let's get real.
Like they put a giant sheet over it.
Hit that like button, subscribe. We cook it.
Clearly, we can see it poking out the side. It's almost like they expected people not to care about. It's like I just didn't expect when we were told that Epstein didn't have any accomplices and that they were closing the Epstein case. Don't get me wrong, I knew since the beginning those in power were going to attempt to cover this all up. I just didn't expect them to attempt to do it like this. This was the sloppiest, most low-effort attempt at covering up something I've ever seen in my life. It's like they put a giant sheet over it and said there's nothing under the sheet, when clearly we can see it poking out the side. It's almost like they expected people not to care about the Epstein case at all.
You ain't lying, Cindy.
We care about the Epstein case for obvious reasons. Because he was a disgusting monster who hurt countless kids. And really rich and powerful elite men paid them or gave them favors to be able to hurt kids too. Epstein and all those elites then got away with it for years, and even after they were caught. If Epstein really died, he got off easy. But that's even a big if. Honestly, I don't see a billionaire with infinite resources shutting themselves off when they have infinite money and resources to fight it out.
Right.
I believe those who enjoyed Epstein's island saved their beloved Jeffrey, who holds all their dirty, dark secrets. Secrets that likely were on standby to be released the moment things went south. Either way, one thing is obvious. The Epstein files were never going to be fully disclosed.
Right.
This is why it went down the way it went down. This is why Epstein mysteriously shut himself off without any guards witnessing it or hearing anything. This is why 6 years later, we still haven't held anyone truly accountable except
Let's
for
get
Maxwell,
right.
who right now appears to be working out a deal with those in power in order to get herself a presidential pardon. If anyone deserves a pardon, it's definitely Jeffrey Epstein's main accomplice, one of the most evil women in our lifetime who was willing to feed Epstein's and other powerful men's perverted desires, ruining the lives of so many young girls. Recently, the big news
Shout out
was
to
that
Nene
Donald
Love with the
Trump's
gift.
Deputy Attorney General, a man by the name of Todd
Times
Vance,
6.
was sent in to do a 2-day secret interview with Maxwell. The stated reason for his secret meeting with Maxwell was to uncover any possible information about anyone who has committed crimes against victims involved in the Epstein case, according to a statement from Blanche himself and Attorney General Pam Bondi.
We are just learning this hour that Jeffrey Epstein's ex-girlfriend, Ghislaine Maxwell, was granted limited immunity in order to talk with Trump's personal attorney turned Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Now, what did this mean, this limited immunity? Well, it allowed Maxwell to provide information without any fear that anything she said that is truthful can be used against her in the future. Maxwell is, of course, serving a 20-year sentence in connections with Epstein's sex crimes. It is a conviction she's actually in the process of appealing. And after the second day of these unusual meetings between Maxwell and the Trump Department of Justice, Maxwell's attorney just said this about a potential pardon from Trump.
We haven't spoken to the president or anybody about a pardon just yet. And you know, listen, the president this morning said he had the power to do so. We hope he exercises that power in the right and just way.
This move has left so many people with questions as to why the Deputy Attorney General, the man who is second in command in the Justice Department, would personally interview a witness in a case he had nothing to do with prior. Typically, such interviews are conducted by line prosecutors with in-depth knowledge of the case and the ability to assess a witness' credibility. But we know the reason why the big dog himself was sent in, because this wasn't an interview. It's a negotiation. It's clear he was sent in not to recover any names of anyone who was guilty, but to work out a deal with Maxwell. A deal that would keep her mouth shut about
Poppy's pad in the building. What's up, fam?
Solely on other people they care less about. In exchange, Maxwell gets a presidential pardon and gets to walk free after destroying the lives of so many people. Even though they were interviewing a monster on an issue that the whole country deserves to know about, the contents of the interview were kept hidden from the public. I wonder why. Everyone pretty much saw this move for what it is. Another attempt at covering up the evil they're trying to hide from us. This has pushed some reporters to question the president's intent.
Marlon J in the building. What's good, fam? You already know.
Asking the president if he's planning on possibly pardoning Maxwell, with Trump not clearly denying the possibility.
But she's telling him she's a convicted trafficker who's eager to get out of prison.
Well, you know, he's a professional lawyer. I think he's been through things like this before. But, you know, you should focus on Clinton. You should focus on the president of Harvard, the former president of Harvard. You should focus on some of the hedge fund guys. I'll give you a list. These guys lived with Jeffrey Epstein. I sure as hell didn't. Thank you very much.
Oh, no. See, you don't get to do that. No, you don't get to do that. Because you're coming off like you ain't know nothing about nothing just because you're talking about take all of the attention off him and put it on other people. See, what we doing right now, family, is we bringing you up to par. We bringing you up to date. We bringing you information because somebody don't really know what's going on all the way. You understand? Somebody don't really know what's going on. So we're giving you this so you can understand what's really been going on with the Epstein files, Trump, the Maxwell pedo groomer that worked with Epstein side by side and with Trump. Okay? She's locked up doing 20 years right now. I'm about to give you some receipts you ain't got nowhere else because you in here with your boy Deala T. And this is No Filters. Hit that like button, subscribe. We about to cook. Let's get right in here. Let's go.
Are you still disappointed in President?
Well, I don't want to talk about that. What I do want to say is that Todd is a great attorney. But you want to be speaking about Larry Summers, you ought to be speaking about some of his friends that are hedge fund guys. They're all over the place. You ought to be speaking about Bill Clinton.
China in the building, Jason in the building. Skeptic, what's up, family?
I don't even know what they're talking about. Now, somebody could have written a letter and used my name, but that's happened a lot. All you have to do is take a look at the dossier, the fake dossier. Everything's fake with that administration. Everything's fake with the Democrats. Take a look at what they just found about the dossier. Everything is fake. They're a bunch of sick people. When did you see the people laying outside? We'll take care of it. Well, we got a lot of them out. And I've always said those last 10 or 20 are going to be the toughest. You can focus on the fact that Larry Summers from Harvard, that Bill Clinton, who you know very well, and lots of other friends, really close friends of Jeffrey Summers, should be spoken about. Because, you know, Jeffrey Epstein should be spoken about. And they should speak about that, because they don't talk about them. They talk about me. I have nothing to do with the guy.
Do you consider a pardon or a commutation?
What the hell? See, that's what I'm talking about right there. See, you heard that last part? Hit that like button, subscribe, family. We about to cook. You heard that last part. What'd he say? All these people dealing with him, somebody even lived with him, but he said he had nothing to do with the guy. This man is lying in your face. And he know y'all ain't gonna do nothing about it. That's why he can sit there and run around. Let me say that again for the people in the back rolling up. The man is lying right in our face, and nobody's there to police him. This don't scare you. This don't make you feel like, oh, so the president can play with PEDOS. The president can be accused of some of the sickest shit in the world. And nobody got nothing to say for that. Nobody got nothing for that. Let's keep going. Ooh, we about to cook tonight. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. We ain't playing.
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out.
Jeffrey Epstein should be spoken about, and they should speak about that, because they don't talk about them. They talk about me. I have nothing to do with the guy.
Do you consider a pardon or a commutation for Ghislaine Maxwell?
It's something I haven't thought about. It's really something. It's something I'm allowed to do it, but it's something I have not thought about.
But you wouldn't rule it out.
No.
What? Are we gonna keep this going?
Not surprising at all. After the meeting with Maxwell, Trump decided to switch up once again. Just a few days ago, he was telling the American people there isn't a list, claiming that the Epstein files are boring.
Lizzie Boo in the building, Irene in the building.
Bad people and fake news.
Amused in the building.
Yeah, I would.
But I don't understand why the Jeffrey Epstein case would be of interest to anybody. It's pretty boring stuff. It's sordid, but it's boring. And I don't understand why it keeps going. I think really only pretty bad people, including fake news, want to keep something like that going.
What the hell he been living?
The files were fake.
No, don't do that. I don't want to hear that. One of them damn reporters should have threw the damn camera at his ass right there. They should have threw the microphone. What you say? You hear me? I'm the cameraman. I'm sitting there listening to this man. I don't know why they care, because it's so boring. It's nothing. Nothing matters about it. Boy, it's kids in there. Throw the camera. Tell them, Lori. What I say? All of that. I want to take two hands and smack the shit out of man, and then come back and smack him again. Two hands. Bop, 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 bop. You ever smack somebody with two hands? Watch me. Together. The shit out of you, boy. Talking about you ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Or ain't wasn't nothing because don't nobody care. They should have threw the camera at him, the microphone, and somebody should have took hands together, you and me. Smack this. Out the church. Don't sit in here and tell me this man talking about ain't nothing important, ain't nothing that matter, but this little girl was a spa worker at Mar-a-Lago. Let's keep it going. Hit that like button, subscribe. You better know I'm cooking in here right now. You see the super chat. You see the donation of the Cash App. You see the link in the chat. Let's get right, fam.
The Democrats to destroy his political career. But now, after the meeting with Maxwell, he's promising a list once again. Now he's promising to release quote-unquote names of hedge fund guys who lived with Jeffrey Epstein while maintaining that he himself did not. Which again is weird after Trump was linked to Epstein once again after a birthday letter was uncovered that was supposed to be from Trump to Epstein.
You ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
Why he taking so long to answer? No, don't do that. Why he taking so long to answer? I'll wait. They asked that man, that's like them saying, like, yo, you know your cousin or your partner right there, or your friend. They be like, how long you been knowing your friend? You gonna take all day to answer? And you know you been playing jump rope with your friend since y'all was 2. Ben Baker, you better act like you got some kids, boy. And if you ain't got no kids, kindly exit. Because clearly you don't care about your own life, so you need to care about somebody else's life. And if you don't care about somebody else's life, you don't need to be in the community. Let them know what's up, fam. I'm coming here talking shit, boy. Let's go.
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean?
Tree in the building.
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Come honor Trump did.
To answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Trump denied writing the letter and claimed he was going to sue the Wall Street Journal for publishing those claims. But then the Wall Street Journal doubled down, releasing evidence that will suggest Trump was told by Pam Bondi directly that he was repeatedly mentioned in the Epstein files. Now, just about every media site is reporting that Trump was told by Pam Bondi a few months back that his name was on the list multiple times. So it's quite interesting that after Trump was reminded of his possible participation in Epstein's crimes, he started claiming Epstein had no accomplices. When that didn't work, he tried shaming people into moving on. When that didn't work, he tried calling it a Democrat psyop to bring them down. When that didn't work, he did his most desperate move yet. Started allegedly working out a deal with one woman everybody knows is guilty. The one woman who would know if Trump participated in some disturbing crimes with Epstein. The one woman who can name him or clear his name.
You've lived through so much.
What?
AI be the thing that stops you.
Teenagers are out here launching.
What an interesting move. Honestly, I'm surprised Maxwell didn't end up shutting herself off just like Epstein allegedly did. But then again, I think that would only make things a whole lot more suspicious. If out of nowhere another person, the last person left, just stops existing right as everyone is staring right at her, how would they explain that off? Right now, the American people are witnessing the most disrespectful cover-up ever. They no longer have any respect for us, and they think we're all mindless TikTok scrolling zombies. Part of me truly feels this was the plan all along. They knew there was no easy way out of this. They had to have known that covering this up in this manner was going to result in this sort of reaction from the people. But still, they did manage to successfully turn the people against each other, make us fight amongst each other while they push their situation further and further down. Right now, there is a giant separation in the truth community that isn't going to help any of us. The truth community has divided into two. Those who still think Trump is on our side and fighting for the truth, against those who no longer trust Trump and those who never trusted Trump. This is exactly what they want. This is the best distraction possible. If we are too busy fighting each other, then we can't pay attention to what really matters. Holding Epstein's accomplices responsible for the evil they did. Figuring out all the men and women who harmed children and are trying to cover it up. Make sure the victims get the justice they deserve for what they were put through. But most importantly, stopping these monsters, as chances are, they're figuring out out all what they want. This is the best distraction possible. If we are too busy fighting each other, then we can't pay attention to what really matters. Holding Epstein's accomplices responsible for the evil they did. Figuring out all the men and women who harm children and are trying to cover it up. Make sure the victims get the justice they deserve.
Look at this picture right quick, fam. You already know FAM. Check out this picture right quick. That's why I went back. Check out the picture. Don't ask me why I'm loud in here. That's why I ain't got no microphone, because I got something to say. I don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it? Turn your volume down and get right. Look at this picture. This could be your cousin. This could be your mother. This could be your auntie. This could be your sister. This could be your niece. You understand me? This could be your next door neighbor. This could be your friend's daughter, your friend niece, your friend family. Look at all these people. And this is just 8 people that they fitted into this screen. I want you to get the point of the picture. There are victims with a plural. You understand? What's up, Nerdy Locks? Your president. That's who the bad guy is. Look at this picture. This could be your loved ones. And they was playing with them like it was nothing. Your president. If you don't feel no type of way that your president messing with these women when they were underage, look at the picture. People out here got daughters. I got daughters. 8 of them right here. Could be your damn kids. And you talking about who cares? Woo, don't let me catch up with somebody stupid in here talking about why I care. Eagle Fly 18, what's up with you? I need to know FAM in here right now. I need to know my fam in here right now. Type FAM, you know what to do. I need to know my fam with me because I'm touching base and it's getting real. Look at the picture. Acting like you tough and shit. Couldn't bust a grape at a Welch's form, but you tough as hell. Look at the picture. Could be your damn daughter, stupid. You sitting up in there acting like it ain't real. These people been through something. Somebody committed suicide because they was raping them that bad. Committed suicide. The girl died. Killed herself. And Trump got the nerve to say, I don't know why anybody cares about the Epstein file. You better hit that like button, subscribe right now. We cooking in here. Yummy in the building. One of a kind in here. SFL. Price, what's up? Cindy know what it is. Cindy, we ain't doing that. I rock with you, family, but let me explain something to you about what allegedly means. See, here at No Filters with Deala T and family, we open up our eyes. We put on our thinking cap. And we open up our damn ears. If it walk like a duck, and if it quack like a duck, damn it, it's a duck. We don't play that shit over here. Let's keep going for the people in the back. Get your popcorn. Let's go. Hit that like button, subscribe, we cooking.
They were put through, but most importantly, stop.
It's all good, Cindy. You family, you know what it is. FAM. Let's get right.
That's what really matters. We can't fall for the bait, and we can't accept their fabricated stories. We know there's a list of prominent names they're protecting. We want to see it, and we shouldn't let it go until we do. If we're gonna get this done, we must all be on the same side. We have to remember we're truly fighting for the kids. We can't let them use any of these manipulation tactics against us. Right now, we're seeing all of those in power attempting to cover this up. The Republicans are covering this up.
What do you mean by personal relation?
After a birthday letter was uncovered that was supposed to be from Trump to Epstein.
You ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
Desiree in the building, Will in the building, Nerdy Locks. What's up, family?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
Look what he said.
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
Trump denied writing the letter.
What?
He was going to sue the Wall Street Journal for publishing those claims. But then the Wall Street Journal doubled down, releasing evidence that will suggest Trump was told by Pam Bondi directly that he was repeatedly mentioned in the Epstein files. Now, just about every media site is reporting that Trump was told by Pam Bondi a few months back that his name was on the list multiple times. So it's quite interesting that after Trump was reminded of his possible participation in Epstein's crimes, he started claiming Epstein had no accomplices. When that didn't work, he tried shaming people into moving on. When that didn't work, he tried calling it a Democrat psyop to bring them down. When that didn't work, he did his most desperate move yet. Started allegedly working out a deal with one woman everybody knows.
This man is so damn crooked that he tried every tactic to shut the talks, the stories down, and none of it worked. None of it. And finally he said, you know what? This is what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to negotiate with her. Because clearly the people knows this is going on and it happened. There's so much information out. I can't do nothing. They're burying me. They're digging shovels and just burying me. So what can we do, Pam Bondi? Pam like shit. You might well come out and say something. Matter of fact, we're gonna go have a meeting with her at the jail cell and we're gonna negotiate with her. We're gonna make her shut the hell up. Or we're gonna make her shut up, or we're gonna shut her up. That's what's going on here, fam. So don't play stupid. See, this is important to be brought up because these lies are going on right in front of our face with our government and president. And they have no recollection or no nothing to feel like if they're caught in a lie, who's going to do something? You got to remember, President Trump controls FBI, CIA, all the branches, NSA, every A, USA. Who gonna police them? Huh? I ain't hear you. Who gonna police them? You better get right and know who you talking about in here with Deala T and no filters in my family, FAM. We hitting that like button, subscribing right now because we cooking. Who gonna police Trump? Because he has no problem lying to us, giving us 50 stories and seeing which one of them stick. And when it don't, he just go and negotiate with the enemy. Why? Because he is the enemy. Open up your damn ears. People in here worshiping the ground he walk on, and this man rocking with keys. And you sitting there letting them do the shit and ain't saying nothing. Yeah, you, because you ain't saying nothing. But then you want to come in and talk shit to me, you better shut up. You better shut it up. Hit that like button, subscribe right now, because we cooking in here. Javier in the building, Irene in the building, Nerdy Locks, I see you. Lee May in the building, Cindy, what's up, Price, I see you. Gen X, what we doing? Get right, get real, or get on. But hit that like button, subscribe, because we cook.
Is guilty. The one woman who would know if Trump participated in some disturbing crimes with Epstein. The one woman who can name him or clear his name. What an interesting move. Honestly, I'm surprised Maxwell didn't end up shutting herself off just like Epstein allegedly did. But then again,
the one woman that can clear his name.
Crimes of Epstein. The one woman who can name him or clear his name. What an interesting move. Honestly, I'm surprised Maxwell didn't end up shutting herself off just like Epstein allegedly did. But then again, I think that would only make things a whole lot more suspicious. If out of nowhere another person, the last person left, just stops existing right as everyone is staring right at her. How would they explain that off? Right now, the American people are witnessing the most disrespectful cover-up ever. They no longer have any respect for us, and they think we're all mindless TikTok scrolling zombies. Part of me truly feels this was the plan all along. They knew there was no easy way out of this. They had to have known that covering this up in this manner was going to result in this sort of reaction from the people. But still, they did manage to successfully turn the people against each other, make us fight amongst each other while they push their situation further and further down. Right now, there is a giant separation in the truth community that isn't going to help any of us. The truth community has divided into two. Those who still think Trump is on our side fighting for the truth, against those who no longer trust Trump and those who never trusted Trump. This is exactly what they want. This is the best distraction possible. If we are too busy fighting each other, then we can't pay attention to what really matters. Holding Epstein's accomplices responsible for the evil they did. Figuring out all the men and women who harm children and are trying to cover it up. Make sure the victims get the justice they deserve for what they were put through. But most importantly, stopping these monsters, as chances are, they're still doing this to others. That's what really matters. We can't fall for the bait, and we can't accept their fabricated stories. We know there's a list of prominent names they're protecting. We want to see it, and we shouldn't let it go.
We want to see the list!
If we're gonna get this done, we must all be on the same side. We have to remember we're truly fighting for the kids. We can't let them use any of these manipulation tactics against us. Right now, we are seeing all of those in power attempting to cover this up. The Republicans are covering this up, just like the Democrats did. Why? Because they both have secrets they don't want coming out. This has nothing to do with an election. They are both hoping and praying that the American people just get over it. The moment we comply, they win and have us exactly where they want us. There's a reason why they're having a secret meeting with Maxwell. There's a reason why Trump won't straight up confirm he won't be pardoning Maxwell. They are creating their new narrative, and they are hoping it would be accepted by the American people. But us on the side of the truth have to remember we will not believe the villains, as they have no incentive in snitching on themselves. What we do next determines the fate of our future. Will we be complicit in this cover-up and every other cover-up that will come? Or will we stand on business and force these monsters to hold themselves accountable? Trump is promising names, but let's be honest. If his name isn't mentioned, then how can we believe it? If Maxwell gets a pardon, then how can we believe it? We can't. I honestly feel that Trump was chosen for this very reason. Trump managed to get so many people on his side, to truly buy into his cause. The attempt on his life further cemented in people's minds that Trump was a chosen one sent by God himself to save this country. With the attempt on his life coming off as the evil ones trying to eliminate him before he can save the country. They knew Trump had some of his followers under cult-like levels of control.
Hold up, fam. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. How many of y'all really believe that man was shot and that shit wasn't put together? Tell me right now. You already know what to do. Tell me now. That man was doing a press conference or something. Shots rang off, right? He started doing some old ducking and dodging and some old, like, you know. And then all of a sudden, his ear is hit. Like the tip of his ear. I'm like, what is work happening? When was this? Where was he at? So then all of a sudden, he get hit in the ear, and they carry him out, and he over here doing this with his hand up like he just survived an assassination, and that's what secured the presidency for him. Some of the fakest shit I ever heard in my life and seen in my life. If it ain't never been fake, that's the fakest I ever seen in my life. Dennis in the building, Nerdy Locks in the building. Mona Thompson, you already know what it is. FAM fam already pulled up. Get comfortable. We up in here. Let's get right. You know your boy Deala T. And no filters. Let's get right in here. This boy Trump is being exposed for every lie he's coming with. And I think he think that he's playing a game with us. But he don't understand the game that he's playing with himself. Because he's coming with so many stories that at this point, we don't believe nothing. It's like the boy that cried wolf. Who cares? Who even thinks of it? Why? Because you keep talking, but don't nobody hear you because you keep lying. And now we got to sit in here and figure out what's real and what's ain't. And what's being said and what's not. We just know he the boy that cried wolf, and we don't believe nothing that's coming out his mouth. You understand me? That's the realness of it. Let's get right. Let's get real. Let's keep it going. Hit that like button. Subscribe, family. We cooking. Make sure we know what we doing here.
This is the latest.
Let's get right, let's get real, let's get understood. Let's understand. Hit that like button, subscribe, family, Monday through Friday with your boy Deala T. And this is No Filters. Let's go.
All right, folks, we have some major breaking news and a pretty huge update to a story.
Follow me
on this channel.
We about to walk them down.
One you probably saw in the media as well.
Appreciate it, Kenneth. You already know Mama K in the building.
Of Donald Trump talking about Epstein victims. All right, folks, we have some major breaking news and a pretty huge update to a story that I covered on this channel just a few days ago, and one you probably saw in the media as well. I'm sure you've seen by now the clip of Donald Trump talking about Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre. She's one of the most well-known victims of Epstein, and she was crucial in holding both Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell accountable. And Donald Trump was recently asked if she was one of the workers that Epstein stole from Trump and that eventually brought into his world of crime, and he said yes. He described her as being stolen, and that comment sent shockwaves through the United States because, one, Donald Trump has never admitted previously that Epstein preyed on girls.
Because Sean and family already know what we're doing.
Also, number two, describing
Get comfortable.
this child at the time as being stolen is gross enough. And so now, Virginia Giuffre's family has issued a scathing response to Donald Trump and his comments. It's been public.
Let's get right for the people in the back that don't know what's going on. We're talking about Trump. We're talking about this one, Virginia Giuffre. She used to work at Mar-a-Lago. She was the spa worker. She was an underage female working around grown men. Shout out to fam in the building. Dorothy G, I see you. Already know what it is. Courtney, I see you. El Fonzo in the building. What's up with it? Kenneth in the building. Derek, what's up? Family all the way. Let's get right. Point I'm making is, Trump said that this underage child was working at his spot, and then all of a sudden, Epstein and Maxwell came and stole her, and they started grooming her to the likings to be sex trafficked. Now think about this for a second. If she's being passed around as trafficking, shout out Nene Love with the 100% sticker, you know it's love. If she's being trafficked, that means she's being back and forth pulled from Mar-a-Lago to Epstein. That's what's going on. You're going from Mar-a-Lago to Epstein to Maxwell to Mar-a-Lago. And then whoever else, the lawyer, all of that. This is what's going on here, fam. Let's get right, let's get real. This victim killed herself. Let me say that again for the people in the back that don't know what's going on. She killed herself because of what she went through with them. And Trump, sick ass, got the nerve to say, I don't know why people caring about the Epstein files. I don't know why they're worried about it still. I don't know why. I don't know why. Who cares? Who cares? Who cares? Really? Shout out to Danny in the building with the gift. It's love. I appreciate you. You see the super chat. You see the donations, the cash app. It's love. She killed herself, family. Let's keep it going for the people in the back that don't know what that means. She took her life because she was ashamed. And that dirt is on her hands.
In the Atlantic, it's widely been reported. All right, folks, we have some major breaking news and a pretty huge update to a story that I covered on this channel just a few days ago, and one you probably saw in the media as well. I'm sure you've seen by now the clip of Donald Trump talking about Epstein victim Virginia Giuffre. She's one of the most well-known victims of Epstein, and she was crucial in holding both Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell accountable. And Donald Trump was recently asked if she was one of the workers that Epstein stole from Trump and that eventually brought into his world of crime, and he said yes. He described her as being stolen, and that comment sent shockwaves through the United States because, one, Donald Trump has never admitted previously that Epstein preyed on girls at Mar-a-Lago for his crimes, but also, number two, describing this child at the time as being stolen is gross enough. And so now, Virginia Giuffre's family has issued a scathing response to Donald Trump and his comments. It's been published in The Atlantic. It's widely been reported right now, and they did not hold back. So I want to get into the story with you and the response that they issued to Donald Trump. But before I do that, I should play the clip for you of Donald Trump talking about Virginia Giuffre. It's important context because they cite something specific that Donald Trump said in this clip. So let's listen to Trump and then we'll dive in.
Mr. President, Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. Just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
With some of them.
Were some of them young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken. And it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that story's been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were.
Shout out Danny Kennedy and the Dean with the chat, with the donation in the Cash App, $20 donation. I appreciate you, Danny, his love. Hit that like button, subscribe, family, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. with your boy Deala T. And no filters.
And other people would come and come. Everyone knows the people that were taken. And it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad. But that story's been pretty well out there. And the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were.
Yeah.
What did they do?
In the spa.
In the spa?
Yeah, it's people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world in Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, God. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told them, I said, listen, we don't want you to take...
Who the hell he talking to? Oh, let me not get loud. Let's breathe. Let's breathe. Who the hell Trump talking to? He talking to... You know, this is different. This is different because this man is sitting here saying, well, you know who was taken. Everybody know who was taken. They came and took him, and they allowed him to keep taking them. But then he's saying that Mar-a-Lago is the best spa in the world. What's so best about being kidnapped? Why would he promote Mar-a-Lago? They kidnapped. They sex trafficking. They sexually abuse. Pedophile. Sick mother. Don't sit in here and talk to me and act like, see, this the problem. And see, that's how I know some of you mother out there really sick in the mind. Because if you don't really feel or think like I'm thinking or feeling like I'm feeling, you really have a problem in your body. You have a distortion in your mind. You must have been through something when you was young. Or you must have never been loved in your life because you don't even know what love is. See, you can't love if you don't even know what love is. You can't love kids if you don't know what type of love that is. You can't love another person. As a man, you can't love a woman if you don't know love. You can feel love, but not knowing it would do something in a different way because you can't really identify the feelings that say, am I in love or do I just love? Oh, shit. You better hit that like button, subscribe right now because this level of cooking you don't get in the book. Can you identify being in love? Or can you identify what you love? Or can you identify you just having love for something? See, the point that we're making in here about love is understanding that if you don't have love in your heart, if you don't have pure love and just love, not identical or not identifying or not being isolated to one situation, but just having love in your heart, charisma in your heart to understand why you must have that for situations that keep us bound because we don't love nothing. You know how many people out here walking around like, boy, I don't give nothing about none of that. I don't give a hell about none of that. This ain't nothing. This ain't nothing. I don't care about nothing. You know how many people out there just don't care about nothing? But they want somebody to care about their ass. But you out here walking around talking about you don't care about shit. Your own damn president been touching pedos Democrats and Republicans on the list. And you sitting up in here acting like I'm tripping because I'm over here telling you, you ain't got no love in your heart to care about this situation. We have to shift love to the world. Why? Because you still live in it. And if the world was to literally deteriorate right now, I bet your soft ass will start occurring today. If you was to find out tomorrow that the world is ending, I bet your dumb ass gonna start occurring right now. I'm looking at Dirty Money said, I love my truck, boat, and cooler full of fish. That's fine. But you one of them stupid mother that's sitting on the couch when everybody running over here because they care about what's going on in the world while you on your boat filling with fish in your cooler where everybody living and they coming for you because you the only one in the water. Stupid. Be ignorant in here if you want. Hit that like button, subscribe, because the level of cooking you ain't getting in no book. Let's go, family.
But whether it was spa or not spa, I don't want him taking people. And he was fine, and then not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think...
persons that include Virginia Giuffre?
Did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah.
Man be lying so much and he ain't scared of none of them reporters that he just said, well, I think she worked at the spa. I don't know. But he just said that these women were stolen, that the girl was stolen by Epstein. How you don't know she worked? Did you just hear that lie? That blatant lie? You hear me, Danny? Did you hear that blatant lie right in front of our face? Blatant, bold, and bullshit right in front of our face. You hear me? The man just said that the girl was working at Mar-a-Lago, and Mar-a-Lago was one of the best spas in the world. Then he just said out of his mouth, Epstein was taking girls from Mar-a-Lago. Repeatedly. And he said, you all know everybody that was took. And he said he kept doing it. Then they asked, was one of the girls, the spa girl, Virginia, working there? He like, I don't know. Oh, no, hear me when I'm talking. Let me bring it back for the people in the back that ain't believing it.
Persons that include...
Did it again, and I said, out of here. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it,
you ain't lying, Kashana. That's real. That's all he do is lie. But we gonna tell the truth here with your boy Deala T. Hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure you Monday through Friday with me. Let's go. 9 p.m.
He did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mama K in the building. You know what we doing? Let's get right. Let's get right. Get comfortable.
Yeah. In the spa. Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world in Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa.
Let them know Mama K is love. You already know every Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
Whether it was spa or not spa, I don't want to take
Cassandra in the building. What's up with you? Down I see you.
And then not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people.
Wow.
He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know.
Did you see his face?
friend introduced me to this comfort
Oh my
carpet,
God, the
and,
man.
oh my God.
Let me bring it back one more
Did
time.
it again, and I said, out of here.
Look at his face.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah.
Wow.
He stole her.
The reporter should have took the book. She said, so she should have did like this. So any of the people that was missing that day, was any of them Virginia Giuffre? And he like, I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. She should have went back like, okay, yeah, but I just asked you another question. You know how they flip the mat? Like, I asked you a question a week ago about the girl working there, and you said she did, and she was at the spa. And he would have been like, oh, did I? I would have been like, yeah. And then I would have took the book and threw it at his ass. Stupid. I'm a reporter that's been asking your dumb ass the same damn questions for a month or two. So clearly I have the book that says all of your answers that I've asked you in the last month or two. You don't get to sit up here and stand in front of me and say, oh, I don't know if she worked there. Oh, I don't know if we knew her. Oh, Epstein stole girls. Oh, she might have been one of them. Oh, I don't know. You should have took your damn shoe off and threw it at his ass. Take your hat. Hey, what do you think about, well, 2 weeks ago you said that, the girl worked for you in the spa, but now you're saying she didn't? Epstein did? Okay, cool. I would have took this off and smacked up. You hear me? Smacked the shit out of him. I'm talking about the bowel movement out of him in front of everybody and got locked up that day. Boy, I would have been famous. Boy, you hear me? Let me get my damn shoe, boy. I'm telling you, Nene, don't do that. Let me get my guy. You hear me? I'm telling you. I'm going to tell him now. Boy, let me fix everything in here. Because my blood pressure. Don't sit in here and be no reporter and let the shit happen. Don't be no damn cameraman and you letting it happen. You over there, you security. You over there standing like this, security. You just listening to this dumbass man stand. You just security, just standing there. And you listening to him say, well, the girl used to work there, but they stole her. She was a minor, all of this. And you security, just standing there. Secret Service. And you got girls at home, kids. You just Secret Service standing there. Big Papa 4200 in the building. What's up, family? You know what it is. Don't be no Secret Service standing there. Don't be no cameraman. Don't be no reporter. Don't be nothing. Asking him questions and letting him lie to your face. They can't do that with your boy Deala T. They can't do it with my FAM family. Here with no filters. That's why they don't want us in there asking questions. Because we gon' the shit out of you. We throwing shoes at you. Mary in the building. I see, you know what it is. We throwing everything. I'm throwing a stand. I'm throwing this at your ass. Don't play with me and her about no damn keys. Let me get right. Let's get right. Let's get right. Boy, I almost lost my blood pressure. I'm telling you, don't play with me today. Not today. You better get right or get on. The reporter should have threw the booklet at his ass, should have threw the shoe at him, should have threw the damn chair. I would have threw the chair at him. Get out of here. Talking about what you just did and ain't did that, and these kids over here lying to me. I'd have threw the damn chair at his ass and got locked up forever. Playing with my goddamn key. Boy, y'all better get out the way. You better get out of here. You better get out of here. If you don't care about these kids or the more, if you don't care about nobody, you better get out of here right now. Fam in the building, let me know where you're from. FAM roll call, you already know what it is. FAM in the building right now. I need to know what's going on. Let's get right, let's get right, let's get real. I need to know my FAM in here. I need to know where you're from. Because if you from anywhere and if you around the world, we all gonna police him. So I need to know where you from. tapping in so I know that you got your eyes open, got your thinking cap on, and you got your ears on when you hear that bullshit, so you know how to respond. Why? Because we care about what we doing here with your boy Deala T and no filters. Let's keep it going.
And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know.
He stole her, referencing Epstein preying on a minor who worked.
Oh, did it again, and I said, out of here.
Nova Sky in the building. What's up with you? Nene loves Abby TV. That's real.
Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah.
Wow.
He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know.
He stole her, referencing Epstein preying on a minor who worked in his spa and then bringing that child into his world of crime. That is a stunning statement from Donald Trump. It's one that I'm certainly not over, and of course the Guffrey family is not over. They are disgusted by what Donald Trump said, rightfully so, because describing her as stolen is gross, but also it's pretty major that Donald Trump is now openly acknowledging this relationship with Epstein, because whether he is admitting to directly or
shout out to you, Nerdy Locks, it's real.
Epstein preying on young women, it means that his property,
standing on business, Danny. That's all I've been telling people.
Assisting Epstein in doing what he did. I mean, Epstein was preying on young women at Donald Trump's clubs and then bringing them in to his world of crime. And Trump himself, that's not the conspiracy, that's not me theorizing, that's Trump's own words. And it's also important to note the accusations that Guffrey made against Epstein and Maxwell. We'll quickly
let them know, Mama K.
Context and then dive into the Guffrey family's response to Trump.
I appreciate your love. Thank you so much. Hit that like button, subscribe. We cooking.
Jane Doe 102, Guffrey sued Epstein and alleged she was sexually preying on young women. It means that his property, his world in Florida, was part of assisting Epstein in doing what he did. I mean, Epstein was preying on young women at Donald Trump's clubs and then bringing them in to his world of crime. And Trump himself, that's not the conspiracy, that's not me theorizing, that's Trump's own words. And it's also important to note the accusations that Guffrey made against Epstein and Maxwell. We'll quickly cover this to give you some context and then dive into the Guffrey family's response to Trump. Driving the news, this according to Axios. In 2009, under the pseudonym Jane Doe 102, Guffrey sued Epstein and alleged she was sexually exploited by Epstein's adult male peers, including royalty, while a minor after being employed as his personal masseuse. And she was employed as his personal masseuse after Ghislaine Maxwell met her at Mar-a-Lago. She received a $500,000 settlement with Epstein before the lawsuit went to trial. Meanwhile, she accused Maxwell of approaching her while she was working as a locker room attendant or in the spa at Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in 2000 and later recruiting her for Epstein, which Donald Trump has now admitted. Prosecutors who brought criminal charges against Maxwell in 2020 accused her of lying in sworn depositions in 2016 that Business Insider notes were related to Guffrey's lawsuits against
what's up, Deanna? Where you been, fam? Hit that like button, subscribe. You know we cooking. Get comfortable where you drink, where your food at. I hope you're comfy. Be ready. We ready.
Separate trial after the sex trafficking case, but prosecutors did not proceed with this after she was convicted. She also came forward publicly in March 2011 in an interview with British tabloid Mail on Sunday. She was interviewed by the FBI soon after doing that, and the birth of her daughter encouraged her to speak out more about Epstein's abuses. Now, let's get into the Guffrey family's response, because Virginia Giuffre took her life earlier this year in 2025, so she's not here to respond, unfortunately, tragically.
We need the one time for Virginia Giuffre. One time, type of one in there, one time for her losing her life. She took her life because of what she went through with these people. One time in the comments for Virginia right now, because we need to let her family know we love her, and it's okay. We don't even know her, but we love her just on the strength. She was just a human. She was here. She was a woman. She was taken advantage of by these pedos, these sickening people. Her family is suffering right now. Why? Because all of us are bringing this to the light. We're bringing light to darkness. We're bringing awareness. We're bringing understanding. And we want to inform. Because that's what it comes down to, family. Informing, understanding, and being aware of what's going on. Shout out to Danny in the building with the gift. You know it's real, it's love. We just need to know one for Virginia. Because that could have been your damn cousin or your sister, and you would have been typing 5 because you want to go shoot and smack the shit out of whoever did it. One time for Virginia and her. We met her. You might have met her and didn't even know you crossed paths with her. You could have saved her life. Skeptics say you better tell them inform, understand, and awareness. That's all it is. Inform, understand, and be aware. Get your shirts ready right now. We're going to hit them up. Inform, understand, and be aware. I feel so bad for Virginia. Could have been my cousin, could have been my family. It is so real right now. I need everybody to hit that like button, subscribe, because we cooking. Family in here. Let's go.
Giuffre family is responding on her abuses. Now, let's get into the Giuffre family's response, because Virginia Giuffre took her life earlier this year in 2025.
Tell her, Kashada. Let them know, Nee, we ain't playing. Let's get right in here.
Responding on her behalf. According to The Atlantic, when Donald Trump told reporters yesterday that Epstein stole a young woman in 2025, so she's not abuses. Now, let's get into...
This is what 300,000 women are doing. Instead of going to Pilates class, I didn't know simple Pilates accessories could make my body work harder
we're not
and burn
doing
more
it.
calories.
But also, the family of Virginia Giuffre released a statement overnight. And
In the spa. Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then...
Yeah, go ahead, Skeptic. I'm with you, fam.
Listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa.
Danny Byers, big business.
Taking people. And he was fine, and then not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen...
Let's get right. Let's get real. Shout out to Mona Thompson says, it's a blessing to be a part of a family that cares. Thanks, Deala T. Respectfully, I appreciate you, Mona Thompson, checking in Monday through Friday at 9 p.m. with your boy, Deala T. It matters so much that we're family. It matters because we all a part of the same community. And it also matters because we got to pick each other up. I don't know what you go through. You don't know what I go through. But we here right now. You better hear me right now. I don't know what you went through today, fam. You don't know what I went through today, fam. But we here right now together, picking each other up, understanding what the life and the future brings us and our kids. This might not have nothing to do with the direct situation. It might be on your mind or your life. But let me tell you something. Community matters. Us together matters. Just knowing that you got somebody to hear you. Just knowing that you have an ear to hear. Not even that it matters, but the fact that you just got an ear to hear. You better hear me today. Hit that like button, subscribe. What are you doing? The ear to hear matters more. I don't know what you went through today. You don't know what I went through today. But we here together and we listening. And we listening and we have an ear to hear. You got something on your damn mind, you better tell me right now. Type that shit in. I'm listening. I'm here. We family. We in the house together. Get your popcorn. Get your drink. Get your food. Take your shoes off. Sit down. Lay down. We in here together. What we doing? Let's go, political. We can when we get right and get real, political. We will. Let me know. We'll figure out which one we watching. But right now, you better understand me. We all family. We all need each other. We all come from different parts of life, different walks of life. But we in here. And that's how I know we together. Because we in here in our house right now together. So whether you went through something or your partner went through something or who in the chat, AJ, what's up in here? We in here together. And you got to feel something to know that we just together. Somebody got your damn back because they here with you together. They on your shoulder. They here with you. You might be at the house. You might be in the office. You might be at a building. You might be just hearing in your ear. We together. You got somebody with you. It's your boy Deala T. And no filters. And if you ain't cut like this, you better get the hell on. Let's go.
Persons that include Virginia Giuffre.
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the big ones.
Wow.
He stole her. And by the way, she had no complaints about us, as you know.
He stole her, referencing Epstein preying on a minor.
Thank you so much, Mona Thompson. It's love. Mama K, you know what we doing. Lori in the building. Ruth, it's love. You know what we doing. Toto, I see you. Deanna, it's all lit. Let's go, Lisa.
Over. And of course, the Guffrey family is not over. They are disgusted by what Donald Trump said, rightfully so, because describing her as stolen is gross, but also it's pretty major that Donald Trump is now openly acknowledging this relationship with Epstein, because whether he is admitting to directly or indirectly facilitating Epstein preying on young women, it means that his property, his world in Florida, was part of assisting Epstein in
that's what happened.
He did. I mean, Epstein was preying on young.
Let's bring Cassandra in, fam, right now. Let's bring fam in so she understands what's happening, Danny. No BS. Danny said we all need to come together as a community and stand up for what is right. Let me say that again for Danny and Danny Kennedy in the comment. My dog, my FAM. Danny Kennedy said, no BS. We all need to come together as a community and stand up for what is right. Listen. If you don't stand up for what is right, you're going to fall for what's wrong. Why? Because if you don't stand for something, you're going to fall for anything. And that means you a simp. That means you ain't never had no direction. And I'm going to be real with you. It ain't probably your fault because whoever raised your ass, you probably didn't never had direction since you was raised. Let me say that again for the stupids in the back that wasn't raised right. You probably wasn't raised right. You know how many people that's living in the hood that didn't ask to live in the hood because they mama, daddy didn't have no money? Oh, shit. I just touched a nigga vein. I just touched a vein. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You know how many people living in the hood that didn't have to live in the hood, but they did because they mama didn't have no money or they daddy wasn't there. So they had to live where they was at. So honestly, when people talk like they that, you was probably forced into that. You need to understand these situations that we had to go through, family. You already know what it is, Ruth. That's real stuff. Did you really choose your situation? So that means if you wasn't raised right, that's because of how you came up. It's not your fault. But for those that was raised right, for those that somebody in the hood told you what the hell to do, for those that didn't have a daddy or a mama, but somebody came along and said, pull up your pants. Yes, sir. No, sir. Open the door for this woman. Respect your elders. You better thank God for that. Because if you wasn't raised right, then you don't agree with what I'm talking about right now, about these kids getting touched at a young age. And because you wasn't raised right, you don't feel how I feel. You better get the... Boy... Danny Bias in the building. I see you, fam. It's real life. Dallas in the building. Dallas Harris in the building. I see you, fam. It's real. Aaron J here. I see you. Nicole in the building. I see you. I want you to understand, Creole King, that if you wasn't raised right, you wouldn't understand what's going on right now. But you can learn how to treat people along the way if you choose to do so. Because everything is choice. You understand? Shout out Deanna says, and respectfully, I appreciate you. Can I read what you just wrote? Because you put it out there so I know I can, because we all fam in here and making sure we understand what's going on, AJ. Deanna said, I wasn't raised right. I was touched as a kid. Nobody stood up for me. I'll stand up for you. We want to take time out to respect Deanna right now for sharing this personal information with us about what she went through to her childhood. I want you to know that we're praying for your strength, and we believe that God will truly commend and feel those places that need to be lost because of what you went through. I'm sorry to hear that, and I appreciate you sharing it with us because your testimony helped somebody else, and I appreciate you, fam. And that's real JC in the building. You know what we're doing. I appreciate you saying that, and I'm sorry that that happened. I want to keep you up in prayer to support and understand what's going on in life. It ain't about that. It ain't about this. I appreciate you. It's real. We with you. FAM in her. We together. I need to see this in emote right now. I need to see this. Do we have this? Are we together? Because my people been through something. And we need to let them know that we're here for you now. Let's get right in here now. Let's keep going, JC. I'm about to bring you on point. Your president bullshitting with our kids, boy. Your president bullshitting with us. He telling us whatever, and ain't nobody telling him. Let me tell you something. In the hood, we don't play that. This man think he could tell us this in the hood. You think you could be in the hood telling us this? Is you stupid, motherfucker? Is you dumb? You think you can say all this to us? Several different stories? And you ain't about to get, boy, we about to grab your face and take it off your face. Let me say that again for the stupids in the back. Don't play with us out here, boy. You playing them games with the reporters and all them stupid mothers that don't get what's going on. Lisa. Lisa Carter in the building. Beyond Watching program in the building. I see you. You want to lie and play with us? We'll grab your face and take your face off like Face Off. See, people like this need to be tortured. I'm sorry for saying that, but you ain't heard me for real. See, you don't really get the degree of the situation. I got kids. I got daughters. Don't play with me. You want to play with these girls out here like that? You need to take a bath in lava. You ever took a lava bath? That volcano shit. Yeah. What we talking about? And if you ain't got this energy I got, you probably ain't showing it. But if it ain't stirring you up in here, if it ain't cooking you up in here when you think about your life and your family and knowing that this is the leader of your world and this is the leader of your state and your country, you telling me you ain't worried about this? Boy, you better wake up today because you ain't got nobody to take care of you but yourself, but God. You better understand that it's more than this. It's a spiritual warfare. And if you don't agree with me, that's fine. But we gonna see your stupid ass sitting on the couch doing prize picks while everybody running this way knowing what's coming. You better hit that like button, subscribe right now. Where you at? What you doing? We cooking. Get right in here. Let's go, family.
Women at Donald Trump's clubs, and then rightfully so, because describing her as stolen is gross, but also it's pretty major that Donald Trump is now openly acknowledging this. Tish in the building. What's up with you, Tish? Because whether he is admitting to directly or indirectly facilitating Epstein preying on young women, it means that his property, shout out to Roof hitting that light in Florida, was part of assisting Epstein in doing what he did. I mean, Epstein was preying on young women at Donald Trump's clubs and then bringing them in to his world of crime. And Trump himself, that's not admitting to directly or indirectly facilitating Epstein preying on young women. It means that his property, his world in...
Aaron J., I don't support Trump. Bye.
Florida was part of assisting Epstein in doing what he did. I mean, Epstein was
shout out
preying on
Jeremiah
young
in the
women
building. What's up,
at
family? What we
Donald Trump's
doing?
clubs and then bringing them in to his world of crime. And Trump himself, that's not the conspiracy, that's not me theorizing, that's Trump's own words. And it's also important
shout
to
out
note
Ruth in the building. You already know what it is.
that Guffrey made against Epstein and Maxwell.
Hit that like button, Ruth. You know what we doing. We like and subscribe, and we making sure we cooking Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. on the top. She said, Deala T. We healing over here one day and one testimony at a time. That's love. I appreciate it. It's all real. Danny Kennedy would sent the $20 for standing on business in her. Let's get right. Let's get real. We're not playing, Danny. We load them up. And if they want to line up and play with them, we going to shoot them down. You understand? And then we smacking them if they still around. I'm taking your hand in mine. And we're going to do a side smack, and then we're going to do a front smack, and then we're going to do a push smack. I bet some of y'all don't even know what that is. A push smack? That's like mushing a bit. You ever mush somebody? Like, you know what I'm talking about? Like, yeah, take your hand, no, your palm, and mush the mother. Oh, yeah! That's the level of cooking we doing, Joe. Shout out to you for subscribing, family. Hey, don't play with me in here. My family in her, let me say that again right quick for the stupid niggas in the back. My family in her, they will mush you. They'll push you, and they'll smack the skin off of you too. They'll take your face and put it over there. Watch your mouth when you come in here. You understand me? My fam, my FAM, my real fam, they know what's up. Yeah, like Lori said, right up under that chin. Don't play with us. We'll put them forks up under her, hang your dumb ass, and take you over there. You better get right. Let's go.
Cover this to give you some context and then dive into the Guffrey family's response to Trump. Driving the news, this according to Axios. In 2009, under the pseudonym Jane Doe 102, Guffrey sued Epstein and alleged she was sexually exploited by Epstein's adult male peers, including royalty, while a minor after being employed as his personal masseuse. And she was employed as his personal masseuse after Ghislaine Maxwell met her at Mar-a-Lago. She received a $500,000 settlement with Epstein before the lawsuit went to trial. Meanwhile, she accused
There's no
Maxwell
filters,
of
dirty gods.
while she was
your boy Deala T. No filters.
Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort in 2000 and later recruiting her for Epstein, which Donald Trump has now admitted. Prosecutors who brought criminal charges against Maxwell in 2020 accused her of lying in sworn depositions in 2016 that Business Insider notes were related to Guffrey's lawsuits against the daughter of the late UK media mogul, Robert Maxwell. The judge overseeing the case agreed for Maxwell's 2 perjury charges to be deferred for a separate trial after the sex trafficking case, but prosecutors did not proceed with this after she was convicted. She also came forward publicly in March 2011 in an interview with British tabloid Mail on Sunday. She was interviewed by the FBI soon after doing that, and the birth of her daughter encouraged her to speak out more about Epstein's abuses. Now, let's get into the Guffrey family's response, because Virginia Giuffre took her life earlier this year in 2025. So she's not here to respond, unfortunately, tragically, but the Guffrey family is responding on her behalf. According to The Atlantic, when Donald Trump told reporters yesterday that Epstein stole a young woman named Virginia Roberts-Guffrey from Mar-a-Lago, her surviving siblings were shocked. Not just because the president had described their late sister as he would an object, but because his comment raised the possibility that Trump might know more about his one-time friend's behavior than he previously acknowledged.
Wow, that's crazy work.
Quote, and this is from the Guffrey's brothers and her sister-in-law. It makes us ask if he was aware of Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's criminal actions, especially given his statement 2 years later that his good friend Jeffrey likes women on the younger side. No doubt about it, Guffrey's 2 brothers and her sister-in-law told The Atlantic in an exclusive statement, their first public response to the president. We and the public are asking for answers. Survivors deserve this. That's a really powerful statement from the family of Virginia Giuffre, and the 2 main statements that really stuck with me in this kind of short response is that it makes us ask if he was aware of their criminal actions, and also the public is asking for answers. Survivors deserve this. I completely agree. Number one, Donald Trump's comments about Epstein taking Virginia Giuffre from Mar-a-Lago certainly raises the question of if he knew more, because the timeline is totally off. Donald Trump said his friendship with Epstein ended in 2004, but Giuffre was taken from Mar-a-Lago in 2000. And 2 years later, after she was taken from Mar-a-Lago, according to Donald Trump, he described her as a great guy who likes women on the younger side. That's really weird. That's really suspicious. And of course, the public is asking for answers that Donald Trump promised, and survivors absolutely deserve this. Whether it be Virginia Giuffre, whether it be Stacey Williams, whether it be Annie Farmer, these women, these victims of Epstein, they deserve this. They actually added onto the statement as well. This is Kyle Griffin from NBC News. The government and the president should never consider giving Ghislaine Maxwell any leniency. Ghislaine Maxwell is a monster who deserves to rot in prison for the rest of her life for the extraordinary violence and abuse she put not just our sister Virginia through, but many other survivors who may number in the thousands.
Wow, that's crazy work. We want to make sure we understand. Shout out Nene Love Savvy TV with the $4.99 supporting the super chat. Let's get right. Let's get real. Let's understand what's going on. We in the building tonight. All my people that checked in, let me know where you from. FAM, I need to know where you're from, family. Coming in on that, Irene says smells. Dirty jobs. Dirty God says the 10 Commandments are the 2 lungs. That's real. Shout out to Juby, just pulled in, letting us know she heard. Lori says, hell yeah. Trump knows it all, and we know he does. Let's get right. Quantity Pain says, we didn't discover law. God told Moses to write the law on Mount Sinai, which was the first commandment. Respect to you for the history. That's why we in here with family, because family is letting us know what happened for us to not know what happened. Ruth in the building says, of course Trump knows. Ruth also says, why do you yell so loudly? Ruth also says, where are you? Let's be real, Ruth. Let's get right. Let's get real. This level of yelling is the level of passion and realness that comes out of the situations that we hear when it comes to our kids. I also have this passion when it comes to how I feel. When something is in you that is built up for you to feel it, and it creates rage, hit that like button, subscribe right now, because the level of cooking we doing, you don't find this. The rage built up is from the situations been through. Let me say that again for the stupid people in the back. The rage built up is from the situations went through. Because of what I've been through and the rage I've built up from hearing the levels that's going on that we have no control over, that should make your dumb ass wake up and be mad as well. Why? Because you have no control over it. Why? Because you're not the police to police the police. There's no police to police the police. This is the president of your United States. If he is compromised, discredited, or guilty of anything, he is your leader of your country. He ain't the leader of my house. He's not the leader of my hood or my block or anything that I've came up on. He is the leader of the world that I live in my country. So that means whatever block I made up, he still is the leader, because that block that we gave a nickname to, it still has an original name. And that name was made by the damn government that you or me can't change. All we can say is, this the hood, that's the street I lived on, and that's such and such. But at the end of the day, he is the one in charge. He is the fullness thereof that puts us in a position that we didn't do nothing about but bring awareness, inform, and understand what's going on. Let me say that again for the people in the back that don't get it. We are here to bring awareness, understand, and inform. Because we want to inform, understand, and bring awareness to the people that don't get it. That's what's going on, fam. Shout out to Dirty God Says in Yahshua. I want to know who you call. Is he Yahshua to you? Is he Jesus? Is he the Most High? Is he just the God Almighty? I need to know right now. Because at the end of the day, it is what you believe in that will keep you living. It is what you believe in that will keep you going. It is what you believe in that will stop your life. And it is what you believe in that will kill you. Make a decision right now. Let's get right in here right now, Kashana. Hit that like button, subscribe. The level of cooking you don't get outside. Let's get right. Let's get real. Let's go.
From the Guffrey family. And they're absolutely right. It raises suspicions, it raises questions, and survivors, victims, families of these folks deserve to know the truth. Donald Trump is withholding that clearly for personal reasons. I mean, there's no other reason as to why he promised to release the files and then suddenly change his mind someday when he got into office. But the Guffrey family deserves this. All the people affected deserves this. The pressure on Donald Trump must continue. I'm not going to stop talking about it, and neither should you. So I just had to read you this statement. It's incredibly important for you, me, and everybody in this country to hear. So share.
That's real. Let's get right. Shout out to PV with the $10 donation in the super chat. Says it's disrespectful to all the victims of Epstein to turn their suffering into media circus and use them as part of a Trump smear campaign. Epstein harmed them, not Trump. The victim deserves better. Shout out to you, PV. I appreciate your family understanding and loving and supporting the understanding of what's real. That's what I'm talking about. Let me say it again for the people in the back. PV said it's disrespectful to all the victims of Epstein to turn down the suffering and media circus as used to them as part of a Trump smear campaign. Because that is exactly what it is, PV. We hitting that like button. We subscribing Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. with your boy Deala T. Here with my family, FAM, and no filters. Stop playing with us. We know what's going on. We open up our eyes. We put on our thinking cap, and we open up our ears. We don't need to see the headline to say Trump's name is on the Epstein list. To know that his damn name is on the list. It's been on the list for years. Trump had to be reminded that his name was on the list in May by his attorney general. Bondi. Yeah. So since then, he was like, oh, shit. My name on there? My name on there? Shit. Okay. This is what we're going to do. We're going to create this propaganda and all this BS. And we just going to discredit everybody else. We're going to pile on. We're going to overflow the information so much that the American people are going to be overwhelmed. And then we're going to give all these other things that don't matter attention so the people can not care. What we talking about? See, here at No Filters with your boy Deala T. We know it. We see it. If it walk like a duck, if it quack like a duck, damn it, it's a duck. So don't sit in here and act like it ain't a duck. Because we know how it's walking. We know how it's talking. You better start looking at your life and understanding what's in front of your dumb ass. Because you over here looking at it and it's happening right in front of you. I'm going to let you take the scenario because you my family. Take this home with you. If it walk like a duck, if it quack like a duck, damn it, it's a duck. Take that home with you. Write that down. Why? Because you need that in your life. And as simple as you think that is, that don't matter. No, you need that. No, you do. No, because you think it too damn hard. If it walk like a duck, if it quack like a duck, damn it, it's a duck. You understand me? Don't sit in here and act like it ain't when you know it is. What's up, man? You understand? Let's get right. Let's get real. Let's go.
Around, let your friends, family, and loved ones know about this. I'll leave the video there. Thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe to the channel down below. It goes an incredibly long way. Drop a like in the video, comment, let me know what you think.
Get right in here
in this story. And as I always say, I greatly appreciate you, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your day.
You know it, because that's how we coming.
When I first tried cassava, I was hooked.
I need to know, fam, in the building, we still cooking in her. Stop playing with us right now. William T in the building. I see you, Lori. What we doing, Sasha? You know it's all real. It's all love. And we keeping it going because it's all real. I'm about to show y'all. Listen to me right now. I'm about to show y'all some of the realest footage you could ever see in your face. Trump right now. And the people that's behind him. So you need to understand something right now, family. Birds of a feather flock. Birds of a feather do what? Tell me right now, family. Because when you're looking at this picture, this man is him and 1, 2, 3 behind him. You understand me? And in this picture, it further, Lori said together, because Shauna said, speak on it, Deala. Let me tell you what's up. That's real. Mona says flock together. I knew I was going to get the right one for my FAM family. Boy, y'all know how much I appreciate y'all. You hear me? FAM in this thing for real. When I tell you we together, we all holding each other up, making sure we strong. So when I ask you something, let me know. Because as much as I'm learning, you're learning with me. And I'm the one to have a voice for us. Birds of a feather flock together. You see these stupid fools right here in your face? They support this man. We all sinners, dirty gods. We all sinners. But like it said in the word of God, Eugene Pruitt, what's up, family? In the building, what's up, fam? How you be? How you doing? I hope you're comfortable. Let's get right. Nova Sky, you know what we doing. That man just said, dirty gods just said, are you a sinner? Yes, I am. And we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Let me say that again for the people in the back that don't know nothing and ain't came up the right way. I'm sorry. We all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. Or in some of you all's word, we all have sinned and come short of Yahshua. We all have sinned and come short of Jesus. We all have sinned and come short of God. But let me explain something to you. There's only power in one name. And I don't care what you say. There's only power in one name. Family says, who can judge me? The world can judge you. But there's only power in one name. I need to know that name. I just want to know that name to you. Where does power sit on that name? What name does power sit in? Lisa Carter says Romans 9 verse 13. That's real. Go look that up, family. Lisa says Romans 9 verse 13. I need to know what name power is in. Because we all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. So what name is power sit in that we call on to know that whatever happens, he will change the outcome. Ooh, this level of cooking. You don't get this next door and you don't get it in a book. You better hit that like button and subscribe right now. You hear me? We will not judge because we all are in the same situation. Let me say that again for the people that's lacking. We cannot judge each other. We cannot judge each other because we all in the same boat. We cannot judge each other because we all have been through a lot. We cannot judge each other because while we all are human on the same earth. That's the best way to describe and prescribe this that I'm telling you now. Thank you, Dorothy G. That's real. Says, I've been saved by God's grace. I want you to understand what I just said. Lori said, go home, William T. You are not found. You better get right in her. We will not judge each other because we are the same in this world, on this earth. We all are the same. We are humans. That is the only same matter in your skin color or your race. So don't separate yourself. Don't feel like you need to move you over here because you're human. You're either light skin, dark skin, white skin, yellow skin, red. Take your pick. There's a bunch of colors, whichever one you want to be. But yet you're still just human. So don't feel like you ain't with me. What are you doing? You with all of us. Whether you agree from where I came from or not, stupid. You here with me now. That means that there's something in you that says together. Even when people come in here and talk shit to us, the fact that we are together is how we stand on business and come against them. That is the realest thing I can say. And I have to say it because you can think it, but yet you don't put it to effect. That's just like knowing something, but yet you don't accept it. You can think something, but you don't put it to effect, but yet you can know something and don't accept it. And because you don't accept it, don't make you move on it. Woo, you better hit that like button for real and subscribe. This level of cooking is real. Hear me now. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. We cooking.
That you made this week. You said that Jeffrey Epstein stole people from Mar-a-Lago. At the time, did you know why he was taking those young women, including Virginia?
No, I didn't know. I mean, I would figure it was ABC fake news that would ask that question, one of the worst. But no, I don't know really why. But I said if he's taking anybody from Mar-a-Lago, he's hiring or whatever he's doing.
Shout out to Corey in the building, made it to the crib.
We said we don't want him, at the place. This is a story that's been known for many years, as you.
But also, the family of Virginia Giuffre released a statement overnight in response to some of the comments that you made this week. You said that Jeffrey Epstein stole people from Mar-a-Lago. At the time, did you know why he was taking those young women, including Virginia?
No, I didn't know. I mean, I would figure it was ABC fake news that would ask that question, one of the worst. But no, I don't know really why. But I said if he's taking anybody from Mar-a-Lago, he's hiring or whatever he's doing. I didn't like it, and we threw him out. We said we don't want him, at the place. This is a story that's been known for many years, as you know. But it's I didn't like it that he was doing that.
That was Trump being asked about a timeline as it relates to Jeffrey Epstein that isn't quite adding up. Here's why. So just days ago, Trump said this.
Just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them?
Were some of them young women?
Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken, and it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad, but that story's been pretty well out there, and the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were. Yes.
Yeah.
What did they do?
In the spa.
Jobs. In the spa.
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago, and people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And
he was fine, and then not too long after that, he did it again, and I said, out of here.
Mr. President, did one of those stolen, persons, that include Virginia Giuffre?
I don't know. I think she worked at the spa. I think so. I think that was one of the people. Yeah, he stole her.
Kashana, you know what it is, family.
Way,
have a good evening. Be safe. It's love. You know what we doing Monday through Friday.
That he didn't know why Epstein was
You know what we doing Monday through Friday.
That may be true.
9 p.m. It's all love with your boy Deala T and no filters. Be safe. Let's go.
But let's also remember the famous quote from 2002 in New York Magazine. I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. Trump booms from the speakerphone.
Have a good evening, fam. You know it's your boy Deala T. Monday through Friday, no filters. I'm with you, fam, and I appreciate you.
No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life. Virginia Giuffre worked at Mar-a-Lago in the year 2000. Jeffrey Epstein first trafficked her in 2001. That quote from Trump alluding to Jeffrey Epstein's affinity for young women was from 2002. So I'm not saying outright that Donald Trump knew,
tell him, Quanita.
But the dates would certainly suggest it.
Quanita in here telling to him.
Of course he attacks ABC News for asking the question. But remember, it was not ABC News that put this issue front and center. It was the people who Trump filled his administration with.
You say that the FBI has Epstein's list. They're sitting on it. That doesn't seem like something you should do. You're protecting the world's foremost predator. That seems like an evil thing to do, regardless of who may be embarrassed in the release of that list. Why is the FBI protecting the greatest pederast, the largest scale pederast in human history?
Simple, because of who's on that list.
We have flight logs, we have information, names, that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking that there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret and not been held accountable. Let's talk about the reverse. I believe in accountability. So you have to now go through your process. Now, I won't say they're guilty until they go through their time in court. But again, now it's time for accountability.
Sorry to interrupt.
Wow, fam, what we doing?
Brought a highly lethal weapon.
A lot of people are wondering, because you said last week that you have the Epstein files on your desk, is when can we see them and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are
just so you know, this is Pam Bondi, the Attorney General. Lewis in the building. Hey, man, it's love. This is Pam Bondi, the Attorney General. I want y'all to understand who that is so you can open up your eyes, put your thinking cap on, and open up your ears. This is Pam Bondi. Whatever she say, this is the Attorney General. Right hand to the president. Let's go.
over. This will make you sick.
See them, and what's taking so long to release them?
I do. Jesse, there are well over, this will make you sick, 200 victims. 200. So we have, well over 250 actually. So we have to make sure that their identity is protected and their personal information. But other than that, I think tomorrow, the personal information of victims. Other than that, I think tomorrow, Jesse, breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released by my office.
What kind? Are we going to see who was on the flights? Are we going to see any evidence from what he recorded? Because he had all of his homes wired with recording devices.
Yeah, what you're going to see, hopefully tomorrow, is a lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information. But it's pretty sick what that man did.
Okay, well,
along with his co-defendant.
Absolutely, and he had help. That's for sure.
He sure did.
The Ghislaine Maxwell Black Book. What names are in there, man? You understand how many powerful people probably want this thing to desperately go away? How many people were interconnected with this Epstein sex ring operation? There are a lot of tapes out there of a lot of people. I'm not ever going to let this story go because of what I heard from a source about Bill Clinton on a plane with Jeffrey Epstein. I talked about it yesterday. You can go check it out. I'm not letting it go ever. Ever.
In fact, even Donald Trump himself brought it up.
Got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island
with Jeffrey Epstein.
You raised the question of Jeffrey Epstein in your remarks about in the Q&A.
Well, I think he's got a problem. I mean,
what do you think the problem will be?
I don't know, but that island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew. He'll tell you about it. The island was an absolute cesspool.
The reality is that Donald Trump knew that he had no intention of ever releasing the Epstein files when he was on the campaign trail. He was just telling his supporters what they wanted to hear in exchange for their votes. He hoped they were gullible enough to swallow whole whatever lies he fed them when he finally got into office like this.
You know, these files were made up by Comey. They were made up by Obama. They were made up by the Biden information. You know, we went through years of that with the Russia hoax.
You see, they were cooked up by the Democrats to sink Donald Trump, which is why they never released the Epstein files. Yeah, perfect plan, no notes at all. But the reality is that Trump felt his base was stupid enough to believe it. Turns out they're not. And so I hope they realize that this is a small part of a larger whole. It's not just that Trump was lying about Epstein. It's that Trump will lie about anything and everything in service of consolidating power for himself. That is what Trump does. It's his entire MO. He doesn't actually care about any of the things he promises supporters. That's how he lures people in. In his first term, he promised an infrastructure law that never materialized, a healthcare plan that was cheaper and more comprehensive that never materialized, a middle-class tax cut that never materialized, a jobs boom that never materialized, a manufacturing renaissance that never materialized. But he did make time for a tax cut for himself. And now he's doing the exact same thing, promising reduced costs, and cheaper groceries, and lower rent, and yes, promising justice when it comes to Epstein's victims and accountability for his criminal associates, but he's not delivering on any of those things.
Shout out to
The
Skeptic.
only thing he's actually done is give a tax cut to himself, yet again. How many times does Trump have to completely fuck you over before you begin to realize that lying isn't delivering on any of those things? The only thing he's actually done is give a tax cut to himself, yet again. How many times does Trump have to completely fuck you over before you begin to realize that lying isn't a bug, it is a feature? He knows that he can say whatever he needs to say to get your vote, and that once he gets it, once he's able to consolidate power for himself, he doesn't need to stand by anything. So look, I hope...
So, thank you. So, if you're not listening to me, and you ain't understanding what I'm saying, or you don't respect me because of myself, my skin color, anything, this man has just said the exact same thing I just said. And he's using profane language to express it. Point I'm making is, if you've been sleeping under a rock, or if you ain't understood what's been going on, he's standing on business. And my fam in here, FAM, Deala T. That's real life. Let's get right. Let's get real. Let's keep going.
Supporters out there recognize the con. I hope they recognize that Donald Trump got what he needed from you and now has no intention of following through on anything. The reality is that these people swept into office pretending to want to defeat the deep state. This is what the deep state is. It is a bunch of wealthy, powerful elites looking to protect themselves and their own interests.
Shout out, Cindy.
These are those people.
Shout
Donald
out,
Trump
Eugene.
pretended he wanted to fight against them when in reality, the perpetrators are Donald Trump and his allies themselves.
That's real. We're not going through that.
Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media,
we're not going through that. So now, I want y'all to understand what's going on.
Are you aware of what a man...
Now I want y'all to understand what's going on. Because of everything I just showed you, I'm finna give you the real that has happened because of everything I showed you, because of today's events, yesterday's events, and everything in between. I am about to show you the receipts of the decision they want to make with the Maxwell woman. Just so you all know, Maxwell is a woman. Maxwell was a groomer. She groomed young girls to be raped by Epstein. Let me say that again for the dumb mother in the back. Maxwell is a woman. She's been locked up for 20 years because she was a groomer, grooming women for Epstein. Just like that R. Kelly shit. The point I'm making is, fam, y'all finna hear and see what Donald Trump and his administration has done that is so unprecedented, so wrong, so bad, so unright. But the fact that he the president and we just civilians, nothing matters. Are you ready, fam? Because I'm about to do it right now. Let's get right, let's get real. Hit that like button, subscribe, because the level of cooking we doing is really real. Let's go.
Goes through over the course of time.
Not fun.
CNN has learned that Jeffrey Epstein's convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, has been moved to a new prison. Maxwell has been serving a 20-year prison sentence in Florida. She's now headed to a minimum security prison in Texas.
CNN's Caitlin Polantz joins us now. So, Caitlin, talk to us about this new prison that she's going to and why she's being moved.
Why is going to be the...
Did y'all not hear that, fam? They moving the Maxwell girl to another prison right now. First of all, let's get right. She been grooming young girls. She's a pedophile. She's a sexual trafficker. She's a sexual harasser, sexual abuser. She's everything worse of everything. And you telling me right now today, they finna transfer her to another prison. Now, you know and I know in the movies, when you hear about your people getting transferred or somebody getting transferred from another prison somewhere else, it ain't real and it ain't right. RMS, you better watch your damn mouth or get the up out of here. You hear me? Let's go.
Here definitely today, but we do know... CNN has learned that Jeffrey Epstein's convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, has been moved to a new prison. Maxwell has been serving a 20-year prison sentence in Florida. She's now headed to a minimum security prison in Texas.
CNN's Caitlin Polantz joins us now. So, Caitlin, talk to us about this new prison that she's going to and why she's being moved.
Why is going to be the question here definitely today. But we do know from the Bureau of Prisons, they have confirmed through a spokesperson that Ghislaine Maxwell was moved from a federal prison.
Hit that like button, subscribe, RMS. You know what it is. We cooking.
In Bryan,
that's why you heard.
So that's northeast of Austin.
I appreciate
the difference there. It doesn't sound that much different. Minimum security, low security, but it actually is pretty different. A camp where she was before, people move about freely. There are nonviolent offenders. Or I'm sorry, where she was before.
Hey, Trump 24. That man said, "Oh my God, this dude watches CNN." Of course, they don't. They're going to say anything. Little stupid ass boy. But you in here right now with your boy Deala T. Listening and trying to figure out what's going on. Dumbass. If you ain't watching the news to know what's going on, we need to understand. Hit that like button, subscribe right now. Because the level of cooking I'm about to do, you ain't going to get this on no stove or no oven. This dumbass boy just came in here talking about CNN. See, we need to understand when we know the news reporters that's on just on nothing. We know when news is being filtered, over filtered. But we also know when it's just the news that happens today and tomorrow. You need to be able to identify what's real and what's fake. Let me say that again for the people in the back. You need to identify what's real and what's fake. I appreciate you, RMS. Stay tuned. Hit that like button, subscribe, become a member. Hit that membership. Hit that super chat. Hit that donation in the Cash App, RMS. Do something, please. Thank you. Point I'm making is, Nova Sky, they know what they're doing, and yet they look at us to see what we're going to do back. They don't necessarily care. But they just want to know what we're going to do back. Because the things that they have to prepare to see how we react, they got to note that down. So you got to understand, through the years, they have done nothing but test on us to see how we react, how we solve, how we examine, and how we live. It's so much things they've done to see how we moving, to see how we coming. And because of that, it's put us in a position to have to change so much on how we coming, how we moving, what we're doing, the way we do it. Because all they can do is just look at us and say, hey, I know how he coming. Why? Because they got 1,000 logins for you, 1,000 logins for me, 1,000 logins for everybody else. There is so much control, being controlled and understood. Hit that like button, subscribe. Cooking. So much control. And that control is because there's no curriculum. And if they had a curriculum, it wouldn't matter, because it would be controlled. They have to control everything to keep everything going. So we have to identify what's going on in the way it's happening and how it affects you, me, family, FAM in here in the building. We must do that. Let's keep the party going. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. I'm cooking in here, and we cooking in here. Let's go.
There are very likely to be violent offenders, gang members. The risk is higher. And where she is now, that would be white-collar offenders, people who would not be considered to have as much risk as they would have had at places like where she was in Florida. Two people.
Let's get right.
Learned that Jeffrey Epstein's convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, has been moved to a new prison. Maxwell has been serving a 20-year prison sentence in Florida. She's now headed to a minimum security prison in Texas.
CNN's Caitlin Polantz joins us now. So, Caitlin, talk to us about this new prison that she's going to and why she's being moved.
Why is going to be the question here definitely today. But we do know from the Bureau of Prisons, they have confirmed through a spokesperson that Ghislaine Maxwell was moved from a
shout out Nene Love with the certificate. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
In Bryan,
Love.
Texas, so that's northeast of Austin.
Hit that like button, subscribe, we cook it.
It doesn't sound that much different, minimum security, low security, but it actually is pretty different. A camp where she was before, people move about freely, there are nonviolent offenders, where she was before, there are very likely to be violent offenders, gang members.
King in the building. What's up, King? I see you. Hit that like button, subscribe, fam. You know we cooking in here.
People who would not be considered to have as much risk as they would have had at places like where she was in Florida. Two people at the prison that she is now in Bryan, Texas. Two women, you may have heard of them before, Elizabeth Holmes from the company Theranos, and then Jen Shaw from the TV show The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. Those are the types of women, nonviolent, white-collar offenders, where Ghislaine Maxwell is now. But you asked why. The Justice Department, the Bureau of Prisons, is not telling us the reason for this move. But I did speak to a prison consultant just a few minutes ago who was saying that from her perspective, this is quite good. It would be something that she would want.
From Maxwell's perspective.
From Maxwell's perspective. It's more comfortable at the camp, or at where she is in Texas, the camp. But from the Justice Department's perspective, she was speaking to the Deputy Attorney General just a couple weeks ago. That signals she may be a cooperator.
She thinks she's going to be safe somewhere.
And that puts her at a higher risk when there are people around her who may be potentially more violent as the inmates. So it may be one of the security decisions, but there also could be the possibility of some leniency happening here.
Right.
Really interesting. Caitlin, thank you so much for that. Let's bring in Dave Ehrenberg. He's a former state attorney for Palm Beach County, Florida. He's also known Attorney General Pam Bondi for many years and worked as her drug czar in the Florida Attorney General's office. All right, Dave. So according to our Caitlin Polantz's reporting, this is a nicer prison, fewer violent offenders, more white-collar criminals. What are the possible reasons for why Maxwell would have been moved here?
So the reason I want to know a trophy room is I wanted a vintage feel, throwback camo, but if you look inside of this, we've got
Brianna, good to be with you. Well, it comes closely after Todd Blanche, the #2 person at the Department of Justice, met with her in private. Spent hours.
Shout out Ruth back in the building. I appreciate it. You comfortable now? Let's get right. Let's get real.
And now we see her move to a
Ashley in the building. You already know Bryan, Texas. What we doing?
Holmes is in Texas. It's a much better facility. She was taken out of Tallahassee at a low security facility and put into one which has a lower.
Laura
staff
Beth
in
Clark
ratio
says, me too,
of
Rue.
these,
That's real. Y'all
like
get
dorms
comfortable.
rather than cells. There's no perimeter fencing, so it's much better. Now, is it because of what she said to Todd Blanche, or is it because during the many hours that her attorney and Ghislaine Maxwell spent with the head of the Department of Justice, number 2 person there, that they convinced him to get her moved? Because the decision on moving a prisoner is up to the Bureau of Prisons. And who does the Bureau of Prisons report to? The Department of Justice.
Okay, so, you know, could it also be, I mean, if she's seen as someone who is cooperating, I mean, is she at risk there? And what kind of happens behind the scenes to negotiate something like this?
Well, this is a benefit, clearly. And it's something that the attorney for Ghislaine Maxwell would have mentioned to Todd Blanche. Said, hey, we've been spending 9 hours together. You can see she's testifying in good faith, honestly and openly. Can you at least send her to a better facility? I can see that conversation happening. And by the way, it happens that inmates are transferred among facilities. It's nothing illegal or necessarily unethical, but the timing, of course, does raise eyebrows because it happens right after. And President Trump is saying that he's not dangling a pardon. He doesn't even want to have that conversation. But this is part of the discussions, perhaps, that Ghislaine Maxwell looks like she did give the administration what they wanted, and as a result, she was moved to a better facility.
Right.
Yeah,
what you thought?
The appearances there. I also wanted to ask you, Dave, because you're.
Did you hear what just happened, family? They moved her to a different facility after the meeting that the Deputy Attorney General had with her. Let me say that again for the people back. They moved her to a facility in Texas. That mean that she got leverage, she demanding shit. The movies we used to see when people talk to them in there with the police and they act like they can call the shots and you can't because you ain't got no leverage. The leverage that's needed to make sure everything is tapped in and going crazy, that's a real thing. So we have to make sure that we have eyes on everything that comes across, everything that matters. Let's get right. Let's get real. Let's make sure we moving. Let's get your drink, get your eating, get something to smoke if that's what you do. Because you see the title. You're here with your boy Deala T. And this is No Filters. Become a member today. All that can be exclusive is there for you to become a member today. Hit that super chat. I appreciate the love and support. Hit that donation cash app at the top of the pin of the cash app. You know it's love is real on them stickers. I appreciate your family. Let's keep going.
Person to ask this of. There's so much focus on the Epstein files, and the original Epstein files were in Palm Beach, where you were state attorney.
That's real, Ruth. We ain't heard Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. Looking forward to you.
Epstein had, pulled his cameras, his hard drives before.
Let's get right, Dorothy G. Nene Love. Let's get right. Eugene in the building. Let's get right.
Correct me if I'm wrong. And you have victims, lawyers, and even journalists who have covered this case who have questioned whether
hit that like button, subscribe, we cooking.
Like the original files may have actually been missing a lot of things and a lot of documents. Do you think that's the case?
It's hard to say, Brianna. There was an effort to get the grand jury transcripts at the state level, and the legislature had to change the law to release the grand jury transcripts. Now we see that. But that wasn't anything huge because we already knew most of the stuff there. So
we already knew it.
Is on the Epstein files, which the Department of Justice has collected.
Yeah, Eric, I'm with you on that, Eric.
To your question, did the stuff from the state files get up to the files in D.C.? Probably. I am not aware of anything that has been missing. The thing that I am
Dorothy G eating tacos. That's what we're doing. It's Friday night. Let's get right.
Epstein's Manhattan mansion. They had to use an axe to break into his safe. And when they broke into his safe,
hell yeah, Ruth, that's what we're doing.
What's on those?
Tish in the building, Beyond Watch program in the building.
So that's all part of the files. So that's another reason why people want to see this. It's more than just a grand jury transcript at the federal level. That's only a portion of what people are looking for. They're looking for the files.
Yeah, and I wonder if you think this grand jury stuff is a bit of a distraction, considering looking at, you know, the grand jury stuff in Florida. It was even thought by investigators that wasn't, I guess, fulsomely pursued.
Okay, Eugene, I feel you, family.
It should have been. Maybe not as informative as some people would want it
Ruth
to
said
be.
she got the
Do you
right
think
rice
that
with the
that's
black beans and the
a
chicken
distraction,
going.
this
Shout out
grand
to
jury
you,
stuff?
Cooking.
Well, I do think that even if they get the grand jury materials at the federal
Tequila
level,
in the
it
building.
will only be a small portion of what the public is demanding.
Toast.
I think the Attorney General was right to say there is no client list, because there is no client list, and to say that Jeffrey Epstein killed himself because he did kill himself. But as far as what's in the files, it's going to be a lot more than what's in the grand jury transcripts, especially now that we're hearing that only 1 or 2 witnesses testified before that grand jury, and it was law enforcement. So if you want to know what third parties were involved in the sex trafficking ring, you're not going to get it from the grand jury transcripts. And that's why there's still that clamoring to get those files, which may never be released.
Dave Ehrenberg, thanks so much for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
Let's get right and hurt. Act like we ain't losing our minds. Shit. We ain't tripping.
CNN has learned
his eyebrows because it happens right after. And you can see she's testifying in good faith, honestly and openly. Can you at least send her to a better facility? I can see that conversation happening. And by the way, it happens that inmates are transferred among facilities. It's nothing illegal or necessarily unethical, but the timing, of course, does raise eyebrows because it happens right after. And President Trump is saying that he's not dangling a pardon. He doesn't even want to have that conversation. But this is part of the discussions, perhaps, that Ghislaine Maxwell looks like she did give the administration what they wanted, and as a result, she was moved to a better facility.
Like kind of what the appearance is there. I also wanted to ask you, Dave, because you're such a good person to ask this of. There's so much focus on the Epstein files, and the original Epstein files were in Palm Beach, where you were state attorney after the criminal case against Epstein was closed. But as you know, Epstein had, pulled his cameras, his hard drives before police searched his house. Authorities, I believe, never subpoenaed that.
That's real, Lord.
If I'm wrong. And you have victims, lawyers, and even
that's how we coming in the building, Ruth. And what we doing, make sure we 9 to 5, Monday through Friday, keeping our lives going and keeping it real.
Missing a lot of things and a lot of documents.
Shout out Dorothy G in the building.
It's hard to say, Brianna. There was an effort to get the grand jury transcripts at the state level, and the legislature had to change the law to release the grand jury transcripts. Now we see that. But that wasn't anything huge because we already knew most of the stuff there. So now the focus is on the Epstein files, which the Department of Justice has collected, and they have it in their possession in Washington, D.C. To your question, did the stuff from the state files get up to the files in D.C.? Probably. I am not aware of anything that has been missing. The thing that I am most interested in is that when the feds went into Jeffrey Epstein's Manhattan mansion, they had to use an axe to break into his safe. And when they broke into his safe, they found thumb drives. What's on those thumb drives? We don't know.
Is that crazy?
All part of the files.
Hold on.
So
think about it. They broke in the Epstein list case. They broke in the Epstein situation. And then they found out that this man got jump drive that they ain't even think about putting it up. Then they found out in their right mind that the fact that if he got jump drives and he got all of this extra curriculum, that means everything that he has is similar to what Diddy had in his house. Cameras behind walls, jump drives based on computers that was booted up from cameras all around houses and islands. They have a situation where we have to understand and how they discuss this man's money. That's what's going on. So I need to know what you think, family, in the comments. I need to know if you believe it's really real or if you just think this a hoax. You believe the Epstein list is real? We released the Epstein list. Do we get it understood? Do we know what's going on? Knowingly knowing what's happening, but yet we bring this constant information that yet Trump and them is not being policed about because everything continues to come out. There's no way that we can sit back and have no ear, no eye, no understanding. Shout out Nene Love with the 100 in the building. We need to understand that it's real. And if you're not taking it real, then that means you don't care about your future or your family's future. But I want to know what you think in the comments. You think it's real? You think it's fake? You think the Epstein list matters? You think it don't? That's how we coming with your boy, Monday through Friday, 9 p.m. in here, in the house with my family, and your boy Deala T. And this is No Filters. Good night, family. Be safe this weekend. Love.